It's all Jay-Z.
It's all Jay-Z. And he was working with R. Kelly, and they were making so many records together. You know, they made all those records together. They both f***ed Aaliyah. They shared so much in common.
We're gonna wait 15 years later and just come out the blue and start calling people. I'm gonna say that I have whatever.
Jay-Z with Aaliyah when she was underage. I forgot about Jay, huh? We only know about Damon Dash messing with Aaliyah.
It's all Jay-Z, it's all Jay-Z. And he was working with R. Kelly. And they were making so many records together, you know they made all those records together. They both Aaliyah, they shared so much in common. So we're going to wait 15 years later. And just come out the blue and start calling people. I'm going to say that I have whatever Jay-Z with Aaliyah when she was underage. I forgot about J-Ho. We only know about Damon Dash Master. It seems like Diddy is spilling some beans on his buddy, Jay-Z, calling him out as a big-time criminal. You know there have been whispers for ages that Jay-Z might not be the straight-up guy he pretends to be. And now it looks like Diddy's ready to throw him under the bus to save his own skin. Diddy's been in hot water with the feds, especially after they raided his places in LA and Miami. Even nabbing his sons and assistants, he's staring down the barrel of a jail sentence. But he's not going down solo word, is he's dishing out dirt on Jay-Z, hoping it'll lighten his own punishment. So what are these rumors that say Diddy has snitched out on Jay-Z? As the mastermind, let's find out. But of course, before we go any further, make sure first that you subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell for more updates and videos like this. Now let's get going. I'm saying, did he do it? 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 I think we can all agree that Puff Daddy is sent favorite target. When you really break it down, you've been out here a long time, you know he loves me. Rumor has it Diddy's dishing out evidence to Homeland Security, saying Jay-Z's the mastermind behind their shady dealings. Hollywood's in for a shakeup, and it ain't going to be pretty. Diddy's sinking. And he's not keeping quiet about it. He's in deep trouble. And he knows it, so he's singing like a canary to the feds, hoping to dodge jail time. Thing is, this Homeland Security investigation isn't something recent. It's been going on for a while. But you know how the feds operate. They don't rush things like the cops do now. I'm not trying to throw shade at the police here. But let's be real, the feds operate on a whole different level. It can take them months, even years, to piece together a case like this. And they only strike when they're absolutely sure they've got everything lined up. That's why their conviction rate sits at over 95% sure. Some cases end in plea deals. But either way, they get the job done, putting away the bad guys or using them to nab the others. In Diddy's case, it's not just Homeland Security on his tail. The FBI have had their eye on him for over a decade, especially concerning those rumors that have been swirling since the 90s about his interest in younger guys. If you catch my drift, back in 2013, they grilled James Roseman, a big-time drug dealer with ties to celebs, about Diddy's alleged affairs with underage boys. According to court docs, they weren't just asking casually. They had some serious intel on Diddy and were hunting for hard evidence. Now let me tell you something about the FBI. They don't base their moves on social media gossip or TikTok rumors. If they're digging into someone like Diddy, you can bet your bottom dollar they've got solid reasons, and they're searching for the proof to back it up. So let's take another look. The feds have been looking into Diddy for a whopping 11 years. And the fact that they've been at it for so long shows they've really dug deep. And now it's not surprising they're making their move, especially with 5 lawsuits hitting Diddy in less than 6 months, all with the same accusations. The whole mantra, can't stop, won't stop, is like, you got to be relentless. You got to have a bit of crazy. You can't take no for an answer. You got to make it happen. It all started with Cassie shedding light on what was really happening with Diddy behind closed doors. And let me tell you, it's not a pretty sight. She spoke out about Diddy being physically harmful during their relationship, leaving her with bruises. Not only that, she said he would force himself on her, even when she said no. And if that wasn't bad enough, she alleged he'd ALS arranged for her to be with male escorts watch, and even record it all. And to make things worse, reports say he didn't share those recordings around the industry. 50 Cent was the first to call out Diddy for this, saying he was spreading the videos around to shame Cassie. After she left, he mentioned how these recordings must have been from the freak-offs Diddy core into. But the situation only seemed to get more disturbing from there. It's 2020 applause. It's different than when it was 2016. You know the game has been elevated. As we can tell there's no expense being spared. We had a black billionaire's music run, according to 50 Cent. When he spoke to Diddy about what was going on, he could tell from Diddy's reaction that Diddy was the one behind spreading those videos. What's even crazier is that Diddy and Five were supposed to be on the same side. So if Diddy was sending compromising videos of Cassie to someone like 50 Cent, who was supposed to be an ally, just imagine what he might have been sending to those in his inner circle. Yeah, it's hard to even imagine. Apart from Cassie, 3 other women have come forward accusing Diddy of maltreatment. And what's really disturbing is that they all claim he allegedly forced them to take substances. And then while they were out of it, that's some seriously nasty stuff. Pup was like, yeah, like first, he was imping to gets. Then he was like, yo, so yo, when we going to get the chance to, to kick it, like, we can just hang out. Lastly, a 5th-person producer, Lil Rod, accused Diddy of allegedly harassing him while they worked on Diddy's Love album. He claimed Diddy was overly touchy and acted very inappropriately. Lil Rod also spoke out about how Diddy allegedly forced him to take substances. And then him at a party in Diddy's Miami house. He described the parties as wild, with many young girls present who shouldn't have been there. Lil Rod even mentioned that Diddy's son Justin helped him get these young girls to the parties, despite knowing their age wasn't suitable for such events. The situation has been chaotic. But it seems the feds finally gathered enough evidence on Diddy. They raided both his houses in LA and Miami, simultaneously bringing this series of coordinated raids to AE, groping him, forcing him to engage in acts with workers, and lacing alcohol. The coordinated raids really showed how serious the case against Diddy was. They knew he might try to hide evidence if they didn't hit both places at once. Diddy wasn't home during the raid, but his sons Justin and Christian were there and got arrested. The feds went through his homes. And from the videos that came out, it looked like they left quite a mess behind. Like in the bedroom, Diddy's private jet was found in the Caribbean, sparking speculation that he might have fled to Antigua to avoid the feds. According to reports TMZ tracked Diddy's personal Love Air LLC jet, the famous Black Gulfstream 5 he's been flying for years. It seems the aircraft is currently grounded in Antigua, down in the Caribbean. TMZ also mentioned that based on flight data, Diddy's jet had been flying around California between Sunday and Monday, taking off from Sacramento Executive Airport Sunday evening around 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and then from Palm Springs International Airport about an hour later, with 2 other men in the bed with Diddy, and nothing happened. I think he was just trying to save face, man. After landing at Van Nuys Airport around 7:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, Diddy's jet took off again about 30 minutes later and landed back at the LA airfield, then around 8:00 p.m. Pacific Time, around 9:00 a.m. Pacific Time Monday, the jet departed from Van's Airport and eventually landed in Antigua. However, it turned out to be a false alarm because Diddy was spotted at Miami International Airport, looking troubled and bothered. Now, you'd think with all this commotion, Diddy would have been nabbed by the feds, right? I mean, if TMZ can track his whereabouts, surely the feds can too. But it's not that simple. Surprisingly, Diddy is still out there walking free while the son's assistants and even his alleged mule are in custody. So why hasn't Diddy been arrested yet? Well, according to reports, it's because the feds are using him to catch even bigger fish. Apparently, this whole mess goes beyond just Diddy, because he's seen as a small fish in a much bigger pond. Remember how I mentioned the feds have a high conviction rate? Because most folks take a plea deal and spill the beans. Well, It seems they're leaning on Diddy to do just that in exchange for his son's freedom. And a lighter sentence for himself word on the street is they're pushing him to snitch on other big names. And one of them happens to be Jay-Z. According to insiders, Diddy's more than willing to throw Jay-Z under the bus and spill the beans about his alleged role in all of this. And you know what, this twist isn't all that surprising, considering the rumors floating around about Jay-Z. I mean, remember the talk about him allegedly messing around with Foxy Brown when she was just 15? Some even claim he gave her a disease. And there's chatter about how he stood by when his buddy R. Kelly married Aaliyah before she turned 18, among other shady stuff. Jaguar Wright even predicted this fallout with Jay-Z after Cassie S.U. Diddy. She claimed Jay-Z was allegedly the mastermind behind Diddy's operation, but was smoother and more careful about it. Scene Carter is worse a hoe. Oh man, he's smarter, he's patient, he's not sloppy music. This he been lining up people he calls friends and stepping to the side while they get hit by a guillotine. For 3 years, she said, Jay-Z's been lining up friends to take the fall for years. And it seems she might be onto something, 'cause now